Hey guys, welcome to Game Bad. Today, bringing you another Escape from Tarkov weapon video. Just kidding, this is not Escape from Tarkov, this is Modern Warfare, and the weapon you see here is the meta for the VSS Vintorez from Escape from Tarkov last wipe. But today, we're actually going to be building the sniper variant, the VSS Vintorez, the real one in the real world. This is a cousin derived from the AS VAL, or GRAU program designated 6B29. So here we have the final version of the VSS Vintorez, the designated marksman rifle firing 9x39mm SPP rounds. That is our sniper armor penetrating rounds. So what we'll do first off, we'll go ahead and back out, and I'm going to show you where you unlock the AS VAL. So this is a conversion from the AS VAL, and if we go to the battle pass here at tier 31, this is going to be the second weapon you unlock here in the battle pass. Again, at tier 31, you see the AS VAL here. Very pretty weapon, and what we're going to do is convert this to the VSS Vintorez designated marksman rifles, or DMR. So let's go ahead and back out, go back to our custom class where we have this pre-built, and obviously there we have Bale with the protectorate skin there, and he's holding the VSS Vintorez, which looks very nice. So go ahead and we'll jump into the weapon build here. So first off, what we're going to do is we'll strip this down. Now we have the base AS VAL here. So first off, we're going to keep the base barrel. The base barrel is going to be 7.9 inches or 200 millimeters long, and we do have another barrel that we could put on there, but this is going to be the base length of the actual VSS Vintorez barrel. So we'll leave that. Laser, we'll go ahead and we can skip that. We're going to go for the optic on this. We're going to go and run the PSO optic, or the Dragunov scope that comes with this. Again, this is in real life is a PSO Russian optic for the VSS Vintorez. This is going to give us a 5.5 times the magnification level on this. Other options, this is the only unique optic that we have for the AS VAL or the VSS Vintorez here. Other ones, we do have a variable zoom that can go from 3 to 6.1, but I do think actually this 5.5 optic is actually going to be very viable in game. It's just really a perfect magnification level for this particular weapon. So we'll go ahead and select that. Now, one key attachment here we're going to want for the stock is going to be the VLK Vintovka stock. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, definitely butchering that, but this is going to assist with the aiming stability, and the cons here being the aim walking movement speed. So you can see this is going to bring in that classic wooden stock that we see similar to, I believe it's on the SVD Russian sniper rifle in real life. Correct me if I'm wrong down below, but it is also, the Dragunov stock is what it's typically on. We see the rubber butt stock, or the butt pad there on the end of the stock, also here utilized on the VSS Vintorez in real life as well. So go ahead and select that, and then just one more thing to note, the pros and cons here, we get the zoom level of 5.5. Just know it will add extra weight to the weapon because it is a heavier optic, so your ADS speed is going to be reduced with that optic, particularly more so than it would with a lightweight optic. So next up, we're going to go ahead and add a perk. Now, full metal jacket rounds are definitely a viable option here for bullet penetration. That'll definitely help out. I'm personally, just in this video, I'm going to run the frangible wounding. So this will inflict more wounding effect, take longer for the enemy to heal, since we want those rounds to hit hard with this weapon, especially if we're engaging at DMR ranges with this gun. So next up, we'll go with the ammunition. We're going to want the SPP 10-round magazine. So if you're not familiar, first off, with 9x39, it seems like at base you have another 30-round option here. It doesn't say what particular bullets are, but I'm assuming it's going to be firing SP6 rounds at base. If you're not familiar with the 9x39 round in general, it's a the parent case is a 7.62x39. So if we're thinking the M13 has a 300 blackout, right, and the parent class for that is a 5.56x45mm NATO round. This is essentially a very similar round, but the parent case is going to be the 7.62x39 round. Now, there's a few different types of ammo, and like I said, at base with the 30-round and the 20-round magazine that it comes with, it's most likely firing SP6, which is armor-piercing rounds. Now, the SPP is a 10-round magazine. SPP is sniper rounds with increased penetration. And what this is going to do in real life is it'll maximum penetrate somewhere between up to 8 millimeters of steel and 10 millimeters of steel is what it'll punch through and still hit a soft target behind. So very heavy round, maximum penetration here for this sniper casing. Now, again, this is going to be a 10-round magazine. It's going to put your fire into semi-auto, so you'll be single shot with this, no option to select fire at all. The pros here are going to be the aim down sight speed, the damage, movement speed, bullet penetration as well, since we do have the SPP rounds there, which are armor piercing ammunition. And again, the cons here just being the maximum ammo capacity going from a base of 20 or 30 with a 30-round magazine to the different SPP rounds of 10-round magazines. So that's what base what the VSS and the AS VAL typically come with in real life anyways. And now for the underbarrel attachment, this is going to really be personal preference. You'll see here for the Commando foregrip, which is the one we're going to select, and the Cronin Shark, we have unique options here. So we're going to go ahead and select the Commando foregrip for this one. The pros here are going to be the recoil stabilization and aiming stability. The cons here are going to be the movement speed, but we notice we won't take any hits to the ADS speed with this one or the Cronin Shark. But you do see the custom cosmetics here for these two options for the underbarrel attachment versus all the other ones are pretty typical what we see. But again, the Commando has a nice unique Vintorez type underbarrel attachment there for the Commando foregrip. So go ahead and select that. And that is our final design. We have 5 attachments there for the VSS Vintorez Special Sniper Rifle or the DMR variant of the weapon. Now, just some things to note really quick. I said there was another barrel option, so we do have a VLK 200mm OSA barrel. Now, this is going to be the same length, it appears, as the base barrel of the VSS, which comes at, again, as I said, the same length, 7.9 inches or 200mm. This is just an aftermarket monolithic integral suppressed barrel, it says here. So it seems like it's just going to be a heavier barrel. It's going to help to increase the muzzle velocity and the range. So you're going to get the pros there, damage range and bullet velocity. The cons are the ADS speed. So if you were really using this in Warzone particularly, I would recommend this particular barrel and swap it out for the frangible wounding effect that we put on there, and you'll have maximum range and bullet velocity on the weapon, which you can use with this weapon since it is a heavier subsonic round. So it's a very slow traveling round. So this is the VSS Vintorez. Now we do have a couple options here again for stock. If you wanted a more modernized stock here, you can make with this one here, the VLK, this Strelok. This is again a more modernized version of the VSS M, I want to say, for modern. Not fully for the weapon, but at least for the stock. This is going to assist with recoil control, aim and stability, aim walking steadiness. The cons being the aim walking movement speed and the aim down sight speed. So you can see it's going to help out with your accuracy and your control. The mobility, however, is going to take a hit over the base VSS stock that we have on this, which will just assist with aim and stability. But you do get a lot of pros here, so probably going to be your Warzone option there, that and the other barrel as well. So that is our final design. Now quick, what do the camouflages look like on this weapon? I feel like with a VSS and an AS VAL, you have to stay with the base. You can't put any camos on there. You can see it just kind of looks ugly and odd on this weapon. So you definitely want to keep base on this. And then that is our VSS sniper rifle. Now really quick, what's that meta Tarkov build I was showing you at the beginning? This is essentially what the meta weapon was in Escape from Tarkov before last wipe, and probably still is. This is again just a VSS, except we have the 30-round magazine, Merc foregrip, 5mm laser, holographic sight, and again just the base stock that would come with this. So I just thought this was cool because it's essentially the exact same thing you would see a lot of people running in Tarkov. Very high-end build here. Very simple and nice. Definitely effective in both Tarkov for sure and here in Modern Warfare. So there's a couple different builds I'll be covering with this weapon and the AS VAL conversions. But again, this is the VSS Vintorez. Let's go ahead and jump into the gameplay here. And you'll see me using this again as a designated marksman rifle because that really is what it is. Now, this weapon was developed in the late 80s. And it has been in service since 1987 through present, particularly with the Spetsnaz units in Russia. So Spetsnaz units, this is typically used on special behind enemy lines, so issued primarily to Spetsnaz units who are undercover on clandestine operations. Now this is again with the integral suppressor, keeps it very quiet, and the fact that there's subsonic rounds as well. So 1987 through present is when it's been in service. It's been in many wars, obviously first designed within the Soviet Union, so it's been through the Soviet-Afghan War, the Chechenian Wars, 2008 South Ossetia War, War in Donbass, and Syrian Civil War. You see these pop up with the Spetsnaz units every once in a while. It's an expensive weapon to manufacture, but however, it definitely is a favorite within Spetsnaz groups. So again, the design, as I said, was in the 1980s. Manufacturer for this weapon is Tula Arms Plant. The variants, again, we cover the VSS-M, which is a more modernized variant with the stock that I showed there. However, the VSS-M actually does have a Picatinny rail dust cover, whereas this one does not. We just have the base dust cover that we saw with the original versions. It also has some new things on the suppressed barrel as well for the integral suppressor. More modernized look. Same with the AS VAL M is, again, a more modernized look, which we don't really quite have that option here. Even with the new barrel, it's not quite up to spec, but overall, the weapon looks beautiful regardless. So the mass in real life, again, on this weapon is going to be 2.6 kilograms or 5.73 pounds. The length is going to be 894 millimeters or 35.2 inches. Barrel length at base, as I said, is going to be 200 millimeters or 7.9 inches. Now, that's the base barrel that comes with this weapon that we are using here in the video, as well as the additional longer, or excuse me, the same length, but heavier monolithic integral suppressed barrel that you get with that VLK barrel is the final unlock you get for the AS VAL here. So the cartridge, as I said, is a 9x39. So this is a very heavy round. As I said, it actually compared to, I know a lot of people make a mistake comparing the 9x39 as just a regular 9mm round, like a 9x19 Parabellum or a 9x18. So the 9x39 actually is a very large cartridge. As I said, the parent class is a 7.62 by 39mm. So the cartridge is subsonic to avoid the sonic boom. Now, compared to the 9x19 Parabellum, which is the MP5 and some other submachine guns fire in this game, the 9x39 round SP5, SP6, SPP in this case, the bullet cartridge weighs more than twice as much as a 9x19, and the 9x39 giving twice the muzzle velocity of a subsonic 9x19. So it's a huge, huge round, much larger, and I'll show you comparisons on screen versus what it looks like to a 9x19. It's just a much more massive, big round, and it's built for penetration, and it's gonna put you down hard. Now, the rate of fire in real life for the VSS is gonna be 700 rounds per minute, and the AS VAL also somewhere in there between 700 and 900 rounds per minute. So a very high rate of fire for the AS VAL being 900, the VSS in real life 700 rounds per minute. The only difference here, the VSS Vintorez in real life does have the ability to go full auto if needed. However, since we're using the heavier round in this, or excuse me, the more maximum penetration round in this, it makes sense that it's only semi-auto. Unfortunately, you can't go full auto like you can with the M4 SOCOM rounds in this case. But again, nonetheless, very effective. So real life, the rate of fire is 700 rounds per minute. In this case, it's going to be less because you can only fire and select fire single fire. You cannot flip the switch to full auto. Now, in real life, the muzzle velocity for this is going to be 282 through 292 meters per second. That's going to be 925 feet through 958 feet per second. The effective range is going to be 300 meters. Maximum firing range is 400 meters, and typically this is engaged in less than 400 meters, so you aren't needing to worry about that, and especially take advantage of the armor penetration that this rifle, especially the different ammunition casings that are used for it have. Speed system at base is going to be 10 rounds, which we see here with this SPP magazine. We also have a 20-round detachable box magazine, and then as we saw with the AS VAL, we do have a 30-round magazine option, which I believe is derived from the SP6 derivative of the AS VAL. Now, the sight's PSO telescopic sight is what we have here. Same thing used on the Dragunov. And we also have options for different sights because we do have a dovetail mount there on the left-hand side of the weapon overall. So, very nice looking weapon. We have that wooden buttstock. We have the rib dust cover on there, integral suppressor. And we do have, you'll notice, Picatinny rails on the bottom and sides of the integral suppressed barrel as well for attachments like the laser light as well as the underbarrel attachment for the Commando foregrip that we're using here. But you can see here in game, this thing just punches really hard. It's going to be about a 3-shot kill, it appears to be here. Very accurate, especially because I'm not even using the best attachments you could if you were going to be using this in something like Warzone, for example. It hits very hard, very accurate, does not have very heavy recoil overall, and it's very easy to get shots on target. You see here, I'm just taking out enemies very easily with this. I really love the way this handles, and I'm really excited to use this particular build, if not a better build, with the VSS M modifications we can make for this in Warzone as a DMR. I think it's going to perform very, very well, especially just seeing how it performs here in game against bots. We're playing here on Euphrates Bridge again, really just trying to play the role of a designated marksman in this case, and just trying to line up the enemy as they do funnel through particular spots on this map when you're playing against bots. So it's easy to get the hit count and down people pretty easily. You can just see how I'm able to even tap fire this very quickly to get as many shots down range as I can in a fast amount of time if I really needed to. There's some close quarters engagements here where I'm even able to hip fire effectively and get the kill. So really, really awesome weapon. This is hands down my favorite weapon that's been added to the game so far. Let me know down below what you guys think of this weapon. Have you unlocked the AS VAL yet? Have you converted it into a VSS Vintorez? Have you used it like this in multiplayer or in Warzone yet? What are your initial thoughts? I have used the AS VAL in Warzone a little bit today, and I have to say it performs extremely well with the right attachments and the right roll. Really excited to use this on stream tomorrow with you guys. Really great looking weapon. I will be announcing details for the giveaway tomorrow in the video. I will have a video out tomorrow prior to the live stream as well, so stay tuned for that. Let me know down below what you think of Season 6. What are your thoughts of Season 6 overall? Your favorite weapons? Is it the M24 SWS, as also known as the R700 here we have in game, which is unlocked at tier 15, or the AS VAL? The AS VAL I think has, they both have, but the AS VAL I think has really, really great conversions. And I think this is definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with in Warzone especially. And I think Exclusive Base did a video on the two weapons, and basically the AS VAL in base multiplayer has probably one of the fastest times to kill when you're hitting shots upper torso. It's going to be a 3-shot kill. So definitely taking into account the rate of fire. I believe in game Exclusive Base measured it at 923 rounds per minute, I believe. Same as the M13. Except you have a much bigger round here, and it's going to hit a lot harder and put you down fast. So let me know down below what your thoughts are on this. The 9x39mm cartridge finally coming to the game here. This is the first time we've seen an AS VAL or a VSS in Call of Duty history, to my knowledge. So big callback to the Tarkov players and the Battlefield players that I have here on this channel. Really appreciate you guys. Shout out to you if you've used this before in those games, even Insurgency Sandstorm for sure. I'll leave you guys with that. Let me know down below what you think. Leave you guys with some of the gameplay here of the VSS Vintorez. Until next time, this is Buckner Gaming with the AS VAL conversion to the VSS Vintorez DMR. Until next time, Buckner Gaming, out.